Hey guys, IAS96 here again. Some of you guys saw my Lego train and stuff, and today this is not a Lego train. I'm gonna show off one of my favorite railroads and talk about the history about the Rock Island and today's Rock Island, Iowa Interstate. Also, I forgot on my locomotive flight, I do have two Rock Islands. I don't have just one. I got an RS3 there. You can see right there. That's a freight locomotive. And right here is a passenger locomotive, the Rocket. I believe this is an F7 unit. Not sure, or it could be a DL, whatever. Some locomotive. I'm guessing F7, but I could be wrong. The behind it is an old RS switcher, RS3, you can see. And then today's Rock Island, I'm going to show off you've seen these two engines before, my two Athearn HO scale Iowa Interstate GP38-2s. So, let's start with the Rock Island. Well, anyway, I'm going to just tell you the history about this railroad anyway. Well, Rock Island Railroad obviously went to Council Bluff and to Chicago, the main line, old Rock Island line. And they used a lot of passenger trains and freight trains, and Rock Island has been great in history and stuff. Now, I do know a lot about the Rock Island, kinda. I more know today's Rock Island than the old Rock Island. But anyway, I can tell you about the Rocket. Well, anyway, I have some folks that live down western Iowa in a town where today's Rock Island goes through, and they said back then, I think an aunt of mine used to see the Rock Island Rocket go roaring by, and I bet they had old days RS3s. So yeah, we're gonna just about the Rock Island Rocket. This one's numbered 645, and then 472. So yeah, and also they did release on the Iowa Interstate today's railroad 513 Rock Island ES44AC. Now, evidently, I don't have that engine, which I wish I did, but I don't. But in the future, if I can find one, if they did make an HO scale one, but it's awfully expensive, and if I can find one at a good price, I'll get it. But I don't have the money right now. But I do have Iowa Interstate, so and today's Rock Island and the old Rock Island. So I'm gonna show off the Rocket. See, it's well detailed. None of these engines are with sound though. So this engine's well detailed. Pretty good. I got this one used. So, yeah, and then there's the RS3, which I did not buy. I got it from my new layout. Still, stay tuned for my layout. Sorry guys, some of the layout, 16x4 layout, there's a lot of work to do on it, but I'm going to try to get a video of it once it's up and running, so it's going to be a big one for you guys today. It's in the future anyway. So this came off the 16x4. So this is a beautiful old RS3 Rock Island Route of the Rockets. It's a very nice locomotive. But the interesting thing is, this locomotive doesn't have any lights. I don't know why, but it doesn't have any lights. Must have been a really old loco. This one's pretty old. This one's not all-wheel drive. The drive wheels is only right here. These just pick up the electricity, but I guess it runs, but I guess I can clean the wheels a lot, and a lot, and a lot, and I maybe can get this running for you guys. So, maybe on my layout. I don't know. It could be too long. My layout, overall, my 16x4 layout, guys, is going to be added on because the tracks curves are kind of tight for long trains. Like, I don't know if this will fit on the curves because there's bridges and it hits the bridges, so I'll show you that when I show the video of stuff. Okay, now today's Rock Island, the new Rock Island and Iowa Interstate, and some of you guys saw my two GP38s Athearn locomotives. I know a lot more about the Iowa Interstate, so I guess I will just start on the Iowa Interstate. Well, Iowa Interstate gone through some locomotives before the GP38-2s, Lumbo 700s. The thing is different between a GP38 and a GP38-2 is, well, I don't think they have, some of them do have this and not, but I think GP38s don't have this vent thing, and it's only these two. And if you look on the other side, there's a little hole in the locomotive, but I saw in this real life right there. They don't have those on GP38s, I believe. That's what someone told me about a GP38-2 compared to a GP38. Well, anyway, guys, I'm also in a train club, and I do have a friend who has a GP38 locomotive, and I'm 625 Lemboed. My engines are Lemboed 711 and 708, and again, I did see both these engines real life, amazing. So, yeah, and I've been up close to them both. So, yeah, they're pretty big. They're pretty big. So, anyway, I would just tell you the history and the locomotive. Well, Iowa Interstate Railroad goes to Council Bluffs to Chicago, and the railroad's great. I have some folks that live in western Iowa that they live in a town where the Iowa Interstate goes through. Check out my channel. You can check out some of my trains. I did got videos of some trains with some GEVOs, not 513. I wish, but no 513 yet, real life. But I got some GEVOs, ES44 ACs. I was down there this last summer of 2012. It's 2013, and I went down there, and every night I stayed there for 5 days. But every 4 nights, I went there from Wednesday to Monday. But every 4 nights, every 4 nights around 6 o'clock, a train would go by, and I got the video of all of them going by. So please check out my channel if you want to see the Iowa Interstate, and I do have a slideshow of the Iowa Interstate Railroad, real life, and it does have this engine in it, 711, not 708. It had 701. But anyway, I guess I'll tell you what the locomotive powers on it. Well, for a while, before the Iowa Interstate, they came with some GP38s, and also the difference between compared to the Iowa Interstate GP38 and the -2s, that the Lemboed 700s, the 700s were the -2s, the 600s were the straight 38s, just GP38s, and the front of the locomotive doesn't have the logo. It just has the same thing as this, but it's on the front. You see the light, the black, the B color thing, whatever you call it, caution thing, whatever you call it, the black and yellow, that we'll see in the front of the GP38s. But the 700s are just plain yellow, and they have the Iowa Interstate logo. Okay, I'm gonna try to make my camera focus. Like I said, I have a funny thing. So yeah, this is the Rock Island. This is the Rock Island thing right here. If you notice, sometimes my camera gets focused. So anyway, the Rock Island is the logo. If you look at shape of the logo, well, you can kind of see it. My camera's blurry. It likes to blow up all the time. But anyway, if you can see right there, these logos are the same shape. That's if someone just say, oh, it's just, oh, Iowa Interstate. And no, but they do have a Heritage 513 that runs on the Iowa Interstate Railroad. So, yeah, so I'll tell you what engines they are. And then today's engines, they have a total of 47 locomotives on the Iowa Interstate Railroad. And the engines, okay, these engines are GP38-2s, the Iowa Interstates. And they are Lemboed from 700 to 721. They do have one GP38 Lemboed 601. They have 8 SD38-2s, SD38 Lemboed 150 to 157. And then they just came out with them, and they had them for about 3 or 2 years from now. The big GEs, the GEVOs, ES44 ACs. They are numbered 500 to 513, and the 513 is the Heritage Rock Island 1, which everybody knows about that, who are Iowa Interstate fans out there, or Rock Island fans of both railroads. I like Rock Island-IOWA Interstate, that's why I have Rock Island, so I can have the new Rock Island. So, Rock Island, today's Rock Island. So, that's pretty much, and they have 2 slugs, actually, numbered 650 and 651. I believe 721 is hooked up. 721 is hooked up to 651, and then the GP38 numbered 601 is hooked up to 650. Or else, if I made a mistake, it could be the other way around. I get confused, but I don't know. But so they have 22 of these, 8 SD38-2s, and 14 ES44 ACs. So I seen a lot of these. I seen quite a bit of these. Not all of the GP38-2s, but most of them, I guess I could say that. So, yeah, that's about it on the Iowa Interstate Railroad and the Rock Island. The Rock Island pretty much railroad. Well, here's my engines, my beautiful Iowa Interstate. These are HO scale Atherins. No sound. They're not DCC, which I wish they are. I am going to plan to make these DCC. And also, heads up, more on train coming up. In the future, maybe, I don't know, quite a while. I don't know, but I'll try to make it soon as possible. Well, anyway, I'm a busy guy. Every night I go places, so I'm not going to be always there for trains and like always popping up videos every day. But you can see my Iowa Interstate GP38-2 numbered 711. This is my 708. I bought this at my hobby store. They announced them in 2009. Hold on, I got an itch. Sorry. They announced them in 2009, same as this one. The only thing is, they're really well detailed. The only thing is, there's a mistake on this locomotive. The horn supposed to be right here. It doesn't supposed to be here. It's supposed to be right here. I seen it in the real life. Okay, I may move the horns, pull this off, and just glue it right here. So, same horn. I may have a little hole in there, but I'm going to move the horns right here. I'm just going to maybe glue it there. But overall, it's really well detailed. It's Atherin. I do have an Atlas locomotive, the BNSF one. So, yeah, Atherin's pretty good. I love Atherin. But also, I do got some Santa Fe war bonnets. They're Bachmann. They're decent. Bachmann's decent, but I bought them new, and they're not weathered. I'm gonna weather them. You saw my SD40-2 Bachmann. That's a Santa Fe war bonnet, and it's weathered. And I need to weather my locomotives, my Santa Fe war bonnets, because they look way too new. Because pretty much everyone in Santa Fe war bonnet always have dust or rust, or sometimes the Santa Fe, the woods are kind of teared off or wore out and stuff. So yeah, Iowa Interstate stuff. And also, in the old days, they did have some GP7s. They had an old locomotive named 850, number 850. 900, and they did have a couple of GP10s. I'm in a town right now. I live in a town, and the Iowa Interstate Railroad goes through here. Not anymore. They abandoned it. They don't use grain anymore. I live in this town. You see, this is the house I live in. The town I'm in, which is in Iowa, around Des Moines, Iowa, and the Iowa Interstate Railroad is the Iowa Interstate Railroad. A GP10 came to Grimes. I live in Grimes. To a GP10 went in 07, and after that, it's gone. So yeah, my 711. I didn't got these engines at the same place. I got this engine off of eBay. So, because I knew they made. I had one for quite a while, but like I said, I almost bought one, the same thing, but it was in Oregon. Which I was surprised, but they there was an Iowa Interstate over there, but I didn't buy it. But I found one off of eBay. Someone sold it. I don't know why. But these engines are not going to get sold. I'm going to keep these engines as long as maybe as long as I live. I don't know. I may keep these forever. I'm never selling these, ever. So, yeah. Let's just take a little look at the GP38s. It's all-wheel drive, but it's DC. But I'm going to, in the future, make these DCC and move the horn where my third finger is pointing at, because the horn is in the wrong place. The horn does not supposed to be above the cab. It's supposed to be between the three radiator fans. So, yeah, these engines' horsepower rating is up to 2,000. But I love these engines. Huge fan of the Iowa Interstate. I'm an Iowa Interstate. Well, man, I love Iowa Interstate. I'm a huge fan of it. I do like Rock Island, but I just love the Iowa State colors. I like these. I like this. I like I like this caution thing. I just like how they did it and stuff, and the colors, and they painted it. I like the road name, Iowa Interstate. I just love the hear of that always. I just want to always hear Iowa Interstate in my ears. I just like the Iowa State Road. So, yeah. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the history about the Rock Island and the Iowa Interstate Railroad and stuff. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And please comment on it and subscribe. And just don't forget that. And have a good day. Bye.